Riley, it's been a summer where I feel like Purdue and Coach Painter have been doing some new things, right? Like they've been, he's been war chest paying. He's in the running for some of the best guards in the country, some of the best wings in the country, but sometimes you got to get back in your bag and remind folks and do what is your bread and butter, and that's offering 7-footers. And Purdue has offered the 2026 7-footer of Chinese descent, Sinan Huan, I believe that is. Huan?
That's pretty good pronunciation. Yeah, Huan is the what I've been hearing just from watching some of his tape with Team Durant on the EYBL circuit. Like you said, it's a move that represents getting back to your roots, making sure you have your core principles, your core values covered by not letting the obscure 7-footer out of your sight. However, Cart, off air, you were telling me he was someone who you thought popped playing out alongside Baba on Team Durant, and I think that's one of the key takeaways here is this is not just some Olivier Ryu type meme like, oh, we got a 7-foot Chinese kid. This kid is actually legit with high pedigree, and a bunch of big time schools are already on him.
Yeah, so he currently holds offers from Creighton, Alabama, Florida, Illinois, and Mississippi State, and then he just recently picked up the Purdue offer as well. And to your point, sometimes when you're not watching certain players, but you just remember seeing them. And I was watching some Team Durant tape because of Baba, and they had this center on their team who was very good in the dunker spot. He was blocking shots, and I didn't really pay too much mind to it, but I was like, oh, that's a big kid right there. And then we get to this point where it comes full circle. Like you said, he has a list of high major offers. And he is a kid who, right now he catches and finishes, but one of his best attributes is blocking shots. Back in June, when he was playing at the FIBA Under 19 World Cup, he had 7 blocks in 18 minutes of play. He had some stat lines that were crazy in that tournament. He averaged 5 blocks a game, finishing number one in blocks in that tournament. He's a really, really good shot blocker. He's not a slouch to your point. I feel like, and I don't really like using the word slouch, but sometimes you see these 7-footers who, kind of look like they have the feel like they can't walk and chew gum at the same time. It, this is not that guy. I was watching some of his U19 tape, and I guess I just kind of missed him when he played for the World Cup, but he caught a rebound, he brought it up full court, he's catching off the pick and roll and finishing. Obviously, his size, he's really good at blocking shots. I think he has really good anticipation as well, good verticality. He uses left and right hand blocking shots to keep it in play. So honestly, hand up here. I should know more about this guy. That's on me. But I really do like his film. And, you look at some of the schools that have offered him, Riley. Obviously, I brought up Purdue being the recent one, but Creighton offering him as well, Florida, Illinois, Mississippi State, some schools and Alabama as well, some schools that have had success with good big men. He is a 4-star currently. Do you see Purdue being a serious option for him? Obviously, it's going to be given, I think, his size, and he can't look at Purdue and not see the success that big men had. But what do you think this recruiting might come down to? I think he's a DMV area kid. Obviously, I think he plays for Georgetown Prep and then Team Durant on the EYBL circuit.
Yeah, I know he was playing in Florida before he moved to DC. So, I mean, maybe I don't know if the University of Florida has been on him since back when he was at Windermere Prep or what, or if if he's been on the radar, if this is more recently. But to me, when I look at this list, I'm hoping he would choose one of Purdue or Florida and just go to the schools that right now are churning out big men who are skilled, who can play in the league. They might not be lottery picks, but can get to the league, who are multidimensional on the floor. Because I think that's probably the biggest key to Juan's development right now is just on the offensive side. To your point about the shot blocking, he just has a really natural feel and natural timing. I think he's fleet of foot as well. This goes back to what you're saying about a 7-foot slouch. Like he's really quick. His agility's nice. He does not look heavy footed. And there's a lot to work with there, but on the offensive side, that's where I think he's still a little bit raw. Like you said at the FIBA U19 World Cup, he showed that he could put the ball on the deck a little bit, but right now I think he's mainly a catch and dunk type of player. So, you go to a school like Purdue or Florida with their track record of developing bigs, we might see that offensive game blossom a little bit. So, yeah, I mean, I would fully expect Purdue to be a player here, especially when you're looking at the run they're coming off of this past offseason, where, at least to me, I know we've talked about this on the channel some, it seems like there was some sort of philosophical shift where Painter was willing to play the portal game and get Oscar Clough. He was willing to go out and test the international pool and get Omer Meyer, which neither of those dudes. I mean, you look at some of the bigs who transferred this past offseason,
Hmm.
there were some bad bigs getting bags.
Yeah.
Like if you weren't landing Oscar Clough, Henry Vasar, like at the start of portal season, you're probably spending a couple mil on James Scott, who I think is a good player for Ole Miss, but he averaged like 6 and 6 last year.
Right.
So I'm just at least by comparing the big man market, I would assume that Clough cost a pretty penny to get to West Lafayette. Most of those international guys are getting good paydays as well, to where when I'm looking at how Purdue is recruiting right now, the offers they're sending out there, I'm like, I think Painter realizes what he needs to do to construct a high level roster. And I can't imagine that they would go from, you know, landing two high profile guys in Clough and Meyer to all of a sudden going back to like, oh, we're only gonna go for who were the guys they recently offered? The guards, the white
They,
dude.
I mean, they're on like Reese Austin is one of them. Who else? Colbin Landrew is another like wing prospect they're on.
Didn't they offer like two Stewarts or two Collins or something?
Yeah. Oh, I don't know why
What are those white dudes' names?
I just did Jacob Weber is one of them. He's like a wing player. Purdue's offering everybody right now. I can't keep up.
I knew Greg and I did a video a couple weeks ago where he had offered a couple point guards that were both named like like a very stereotypically like white preppy name, like Stewart or something. I
No,
can't remember what
you're probably right. It's just slipping my mind.
but I'm like, I don't think Purdue and Painter is just going to go back to offering these lower top 100 guys after what he succeeded with this past offseason. So I think any big time recruitment, Purdue's probably going to play a factor going forward.
Yeah, 100%. And you look at the type of player that he is. Right now, he is a 7 footer who has some mobility, and at worst, he's a rim protector. Like, not to downplay what the big men are in today's day and age, but like, if you're a 7 foot mobile rim protector and you can finish, and I mean, God forbid he develops some type of like little jump shot or something like that, or a little 3 point shot. That's how you get yourself paid and get yourself to the next level. I was very much impressed with this game, and apparently, as I'm going through this, he has a twin.
Yeah, I actually think I did do that. See that when I was doing a deep dive on Twitter to see a little
Yeah,
bit
that's
more about
okay.
this
That's
guy.
crazy. So let's offer his brother. Let's make it a brother thing here, and let's go ahead and get him to Purdue. But no, I was very much impressed with the rim protection. I think the rim protection is what caught people's eyes. I mean, when you're watching like some of his FIBA 19 tape, Riley, I'm a sucker for big men who know how to like actually block shots correctly. He
Hmm.
had like moments where he would be guarding the five who was popping out to like top of the key, right? And I think it'd be like a 4 or 5 pick and roll ball screen, and the other person would be going to the hoop, and he would cover the space from like top of the key to the block so fast, and he just saw things so fast and processed it so fast. You really don't get that out of young big men, so it would be very interesting to see where he goes. Obviously, I think Purdue will definitely be an option for him. I mean, they have Daniel Jacobson, who I think he took a red shirt, so maybe he'll be a sophomore. I'm not totally
Yeah.
positive, but you look at adding some 7 foot shot blocking depth. You look at a front court that's maybe like, I don't know, Jacobson, and then you bring in Sinan as well. I think you have a really good twin tower type situation there. But do you want to call your shot on possibly where he could go? He's got a couple different lists of options here.
Yes, I will call my shot, but first I have an important announcement. It
Please.
is in the class of 2027, Matt Painter offered two chases.
Two chases.
Chase Branham and Chase Richardson.
Oh
That
yeah,
was
okay, yep. I know Chase Richardson. Yep.
I should have done the prep ahead of time. I apologize, Purdue fans. My point was, after what Purdue did this offseason, don't expect those to be the only types of offers that go out. He's going to go for the big fish. He's going to go for the guys who have a bunch of other top programs after him. Huan, I think he's only going to rise through the rankings. Right now, I know Jamie Shaw and On3 have him in the 30s, so I could see that continuing to rise. But yeah, I'm going to say he ends up at one of Purdue or Florida, but my gut right now is saying Florida.
Florida, yeah. You know
I
what?
think after this year, they're going to have so many front court minutes available when Condon and presumably Hauck are gone. So, and Chinyelu might be out of eligibility too. There's going to be a lot of playing time to compete for.
Yeah, and like I like that Florida call too because also I feel like these kids obviously they're looking at like what their brand could be and things like that. Like Xavier Lee being like this Asian American or superstar and just getting all these like deals and things like that. And it was funny, kind of off topic, but to the Florida point, because I like that pick. I think it could happen. There was like a youth Asian American like basketball camp, and they were going around and asking the players like who's your guy, who's like your inspiration, and these kids are saying like Xavier Lee. Like and which is crazy to think, but that's the type of influence you can have when you're a successful,
Hmm.
Asian American player. So it'll be interesting to see where he goes. I'm very intrigued to follow his recruitment. I'm also very intrigued that like now I feel like I kind of know who this kid is. And I'm very interested to see where he ends up. But wherever that might be, we will have an update here on the channel. So be sure to stay tuned.